What happens when a treaty meant to protect a nation threatens to weaken the very foundation of its sovereignty? Imagine signing a document that promises strength but could secretly bind you to someone else's battles. That's the danger. Retired Major-General Jerry Singirok has just warned Papua New Guinea about. The proposed Mutual Defense Treaty between Australia and Papua New Guinea, also called the Pukpuk Treaty, is being hailed by some as a security milestone. But Singirok argues it is a legal, constitutional, and strategic minefield. He warns that the treaty could undermine PNG's sovereignty, compromise its foreign policy of non-alignment, and entangle the nation in global conflicts driven by Australia and its allies. Let's break this down. Constitutional concerns. PNG's constitution does not allow military integration with a foreign power. Embedding PNGDF soldiers into the Australian Defence Force or aligning military doctrines could spark legal challenges or political unrest. Sovereignty at risk. Defense forces exist to serve the people of PNG, not another nation's agenda. Any deal that dilutes this principle risks betraying the mandate of independence. Foreign policy shift. PNG has always stood by the principle, friends to all, enemies to none. A treaty binding PNG to Australia's strategic interests, especially those tied to the United States, would end neutrality. China factor. With China as a major economic partner, alignment with Western military blocs could invite diplomatic backlash or even economic consequences for PNG. Strategic entanglement. PNG may find itself drawn into conflicts that are not its own. Today, it's partnership. Tomorrow, it could be participation in a war far from home. This isn't just about defense. It's about national identity, economic security, and the future path of an independent PNG. Should Papua New Guinea sign a treaty that could compromise its sovereignty? Is modernizing the PNG Defense Force worth the risk of losing neutrality? Would you trade economic independence for military protection? And most importantly, who should decide? The government alone or the people of PNG through consultation? I believe General Singirok is sounding an alarm we cannot ignore. Security is important, yes, but not at the cost of sovereignty. Nations are built on trust, on independence, on the sacrifices of those who defended freedom before us. If this treaty is signed without the people's voice, then it's not protection, it's submission. But here's the bigger lesson. Power is not just in treaties or armies. Power lies in the people's awareness, in the courage to speak, and in the wisdom to choose. PNG's strength has always come from its resilience, its unity, and its identity as a free nation. So don't let fear drive decisions. Let wisdom, consultation, and sovereignty lead the way. As a people, we must remember, no treaty, no alliance, no foreign promise is worth losing who we are. Papua New Guinea was born free, and it must remain free.